I guess the reason that I am such a crazy fool for anything old-timey is the fact that I was brought up in a four-generation household. You know, I was raised by my grandmother, Big Mama. She was a big influence in my life. But my best buddy, till I was 6 years old, was my great-granddaddy, Hyden Tyler. Now, Hyden Tyler had really wanted a little boy, you know, because he had no sons, no grandsons, no sons-in-law that he wanted to talk about, and it looked like I was going to be the only great-grandbaby old Hyden Tyler would live to see. Things was getting serious bad. So Hyden Tyler decided to make the best of the situation. He called me Charlie, dressed me in overalls, and we went everywhere together. Now, Hyden Tyler and I were just inseparable, just as thick as thieves. While he talked and he told me stories of a night and all. And it was my job to button up his union suit. You know, he wore that old-timey long underwear, and his fingers were old and stiff. Couldn't handle all those buttons. So every morning, Hyden Tyler and I would wake up, and we'd head out to Westfield's store. And it was this real big ordeal to get us put across the highway there, you know, US 411, because Hyden Tyler's blind and I don't know anything about cars. So Big Mama would walk us down the hill and she'd set us across the highway and she'd get us pointed on the dirt trail towards town. She figured once we got into town, we'd be all right. You know, nobody'd let us get run over. And I remember Hyden Tyler always wore a hat and a suit coat. Now, sometimes he might have his suit coat on over his overalls, but he always wore a suit coat. Now, Hyden Tyler and I'd be walking down the road, you know, and I'd have him by the hand. Well, now, of course, it looked like to everybody else that he had me by the hand. People didn't understand exactly how blind he was. So I was supposed to pull twice on his hand if it was a woman that we were passing, and once if it was a man. You know, so he'd know when to tip his hat. Well, I mean, how does a kid know who somebody is, what their station in life is? God knows who Hyden Tyler tipped his hat to in his day, but he felt like he was doing the right and the gentlemanly thing. And, you know, anything that I wanted from Hyden Tyler, well, I just got. Anytime some of the other ones would tell me no, I knew my court of last appeal was my great-granddaddy. You know, so I was always wanting money from him. Well, he'd give me coins. Well, I didn't want coins, no, sir. I wanted folded money, you know. So he'd give me the folded money. I'd give him the coins back. I didn't quite have all of that figured out yet, but it was right there at the end of World War II. And I let great-granddaddy know that I wanted Santa Claus to bring me a tricycle for Christmas. Well, Christmas came. No tricycle, you know, they were rationing the metal by then. They couldn't find me one new or used. So I was awful disappointed. And I let Hyden Tyler know that this just would not do, that I just had to have myself a tricycle. So Hyden Tyler commenced to having letters writ to all of his former connections in the mercantile business. But he could turn up no tricycle. So I guess that's how come it was we got into our most famous little episode. One morning, instead of stopping at Westfield's store, Hyden Tyler decided that we'd just cross across the other corner. We'd catch the bus, go to Dalton, catch the other bus, go to Chattanooga. We were going to get Charlotte a tricycle. Well, now, this was a long ride for an old man, a little girl, and you know it was wartime. The buses were real crowded. There was just people hanging on straps and all. And Fort Oglethorpe was in operation. They're just outside of Ringgold. The bus stops there, and Hyden Tyler and I go in to go to the bathroom. Well, now, my mother taught me what to look for on a bathroom door, but it never occurred to me that I ought to look for something different to take great-granddaddy into. So I go in, I find my door, I take Hyden Tyler in, him blind as a bat. He does his necessaries, I do my necessaries, and we were that old union suit. The door opened, and a woman in uniform walked in. Well, she sees Hyden Tyler and yells, and you know, it was just this little bitty bathroom, just 2 or 3 stalls, and we get all turned around this way. She steps on my foot, I holler, and Hyden Tyler thinks that somebody is attacking his great-grandbaby. And you know he always carried a cane, so he takes to belaying it about like this. Now, he don't know who he's attacking, and she's hollering and all of this commotion. Well, we end up down to the police station. Now, she's all mad, wants to press charges. Well, they weren't too much interested in doing that, but they wanted to know who we were, where we were supposed to be, because they were pretty positive we weren't where we were supposed to be. Well, Hyde and Tyler wouldn't let me give our names. He said, don't give your name. Well, they got the state patrol in on it. Everybody's buying me ice cream, trying to figure out what my name is. I'm saying nothing. He's saying nothing. But I sure did eat a lot of ice cream that day. Well, Mother comes in from school. We are obviously gone. Big Mama is beside herself. You know, the whole menagenie's breaking up. And, Lord, I don't know how long it was before word got to Dalton that Hyde and Tyler and his great-grandbaby were missing. But apparently, some of them in Dalton got up with some of the people in Ringgold. The state patrolman gets us up in the car and drives us all the way back home. Well, Hyde and Tyler and I thought that was just fine. You know, that's just real fine. So we get up to the city limits, and Hyde and Tyler reaches up and he taps that state patrolman on the shoulder and he says, do you have one of them sirens? Some of them flashing lights. And he gets him to turn it on, you know, so we can go into town in style. Well, I want you to know, they got me a tricycle for my 5th birthday. Some of them took some time off from work to get serious and locate me a tricycle. Now, of course, it was a used one, but they got it all fixed up. I guess they were afraid Hyde and Tyler and I'd wake up the next morning and head out for New York City.